What's up everybody, my name is Richie, and 10 weeks ago I set out to improve my bouldering ability from V2 to V7. It's crazy it's already been 10 weeks since I started this journey with you all, and in that time I've hit some personal records, continually faced my fears, and always find new ways to challenge myself. This week we'll take a look at some recent climbs from last week just like we usually do, but we're also going to take a look at some older climbs from before I started this YouTube channel, just to see how I'm improving. The original challenge that I laid out in the first episode was to improve from V2 to V7 in 1 year, so that's 52 weeks, and since we're 10 weeks in, that means we're about a fifth of the way through, so I think this is the perfect time to do some comparison. Sometimes it's really easy to think that you're getting stuck, but all it takes is some comparison from where you were a while ago to see that you are actually improving incrementally. The week you're watching here is also a little bit unique because it was my birthday and I was pretty busy, so I only got to climb once last week, so all the footage you're seeing from the present day is actually just one day of climbing. The first two climbs you see here are reds that I was working on last week. The first one is just really hard on the finger strength, which is one thing I think I improved upon a lot. The second climb is just a little awkward, it's on the slab wall, and I just need to work out my right foot placement, but I think I'll be able to get this one next week. And then the red climb you're looking at now is one that I was working on a couple years ago when I very first started rock climbing. It was when I was just focused on getting over my fear of heights. And as you can see, I'm much more timid on the wall. I don't like to go up as high, even as I do now, and I know that I struggle with it now, but I've improved a lot since then. I think my movement looks more natural now than it did then, and I feel like my grip strength improved a lot because I think I'd be able to hold on to those big circular holds easily. But the area of improvement that I'm most happy with, I'd say, is probably just trying harder climbs and having more fun while I'm climbing, because a year ago I wouldn't have even tried these climbs, and now this blue is my biggest accomplishment, it's my personal record, and I wouldn't have even tried it a while ago. And with that being said, another thing that I like a lot that I do now that I didn't do back then is climbing with friends more. I've been climbing with Amal a lot lately, as you can see in the videos, and more recently I've been climbing with our friend Shivanshu, and this climb is a perfect example of this because we brainstorm about a million different betas and we try our best, and we just try a lot of things that we wouldn't have tried on our own, and that's a lot of fun, and I don't think I would have done that a while ago climbing by myself. And this climb is the perfect embodiment of that because we try so many things that one of them gets a little bit controversial, and we'll need your opinion in the comments to see if this is allowed or not. We start doing the climb the normal way, that is going to the left, grabbing with our left hand, grabbing up to the top edge of the top out section. Then we can either do a pull up here, which I've tried, doesn't really seem to work, but I've seen other people do it, or we can go all the way up to the left side, use that little foothold, grab our feet, better positions, and then inch our way towards the top. But this seems complicated, doesn't seem like it'll work that well, so Amal has another idea, which is to use these volumes over to the right. I don't know if these should count as volumes or if they're part of the down climb. I say they're part of the down climb ladder. Amal says they're fair game. What do you guys think? We asked a member of the staff as well. He wasn't sure either. He says it doesn't really feel right, but he doesn't know about any rule technically prohibiting it. And of course, once I get up to the ladder, then I can get the send. But does this really count? Don't worry though, I do my absolute best not to touch the I-beams because apparently those are not fair game. According to Amal, you can only use the down climb ladder. Anyways, after getting it this way, I go back and do it the normal way because I couldn't have that be my only send. This is a really fun climb and a really awesome set. Out of the intended ways to do this problem without using the down climb volumes, I choose to go all the way to the left. So after stationing myself here for a second, I grab all the way on the left side of the volume with my left hand. Then I bring my feet over. Once I get better foot positioning, I shuffle around for a little bit, and then I grab up towards the top cylinder. This allows me to get my left foot up, which allows me to get my right hand up, which in turn allows me to get my right foot up, which you can see here. So I slowly inch myself forward, and this is much higher off the ground than I'm comfortable with, so I very slowly shimmy my way forward. There's another volume back here, which I grab. It's a little bit of a better grip. Get my left foot up on here, and now it's better to go up than it is to go down, so I can finally get myself to bring my right foot onto the top out, and I get the send. But even more importantly than getting the send is that I get the thumbs up from Amal. Although he does also give me the thumbs up for the cheating way to do it, so I don't know, maybe that's watering down his thumbs up. But now we'll take a look at another one of our older climbs. This climb was a green that's on the overhang. It had a volume hanging down. It was a monstrosity, but honestly I think it was one of the most fun climbs I've ever tried. and I never end up actually getting it, and I think that this is one of the biggest differences between my climbing then and my climbing now, because now if I find a climb that I like and it's fun and I feel like it's within my wheelhouse, which I definitely thought this one was, I just would not stop trying it until I got it. Like you saw me on the orange one and that blue one upstairs. I tried those things for weeks until they went away, and I did eventually get the blue one, didn't get the orange one, but this one I feel like I didn't keep trying it for as long as it was up. The other ones I tried until the second that the setters reset them. I do think this would have been my first green if I had gotten it though, so maybe it was a little bit ambitious, but I love these overhang climbs and I should probably start doing more of them because they're a ton of fun. But I've been trying to work on my weaknesses, which are the slab climbs. That brings us to our next climb, which is this red slab. Amal thinks it's one of the hardest reds in the gym, and you might not be too far off. It's very difficult to do statically, and I hate doing any dynamic movements, so you can see what Amal tries to do. He tries to run across the red like that, but I just can't bring myself to do that. And then this climb you're seeing here is another black. I don't make a ton of progress on it, but it's just another example of how I'm trying things that I wouldn't have tried a year ago. Then this green 2 is another dyno move, which again I'm not very good at, so I just spent some time practicing it. I don't make a ton of progress, but I do feel like I'm getting closer to grabbing it, and after I grab it, it's going to be pretty high up on the top out boulder, so it's probably going to be the highest one that I've ever done if I can do it. So we'll see how this goes. I don't finish it this week, but make a little bit of progress on it, and hopefully by the time they reset it, I'll be able to hit this one too. But just because I can't send this one doesn't mean none of my friends can, so what you'll see next is Shivanshu. He only tried it a few times, and he's pretty new to climbing, so this is super impressive. He gets that swing no problem, gets up to the top of the volume, and just pulls himself right up to the top of the top out boulder. And then to finish off the day of climbing and the week of climbing, because all the climbs happen on the same day, we're going to play a game of beta blockers, which is the game where we each take turns removing a handhold from play until we can't do the climb anymore. This time we're playing with 3 people, Shivanshu, Anmal, and I, so it's going to get interesting, and we're also pretty close to the end of the gym being open, so we need to move quick, and we decided to remove one handhold from play off the first round instead of doing the climb as is first. For the first round, we moved that third handhold as you can see here, and something happened with the recording, so you won't see me going this round, but I did do the first round, so you don't have to worry about that. You can see Amal going here, gets his hand on the volume hold right here, and then down to the finishing hold, which is actually on the bottom of the volume of the overhang. Shivanshu starts off round 2 here. The hold that I decided to remove was the top hold on the volume, so that one's no longer in play. It is an overhang, so it's a little bit tough to show which holds aren't in play, but I'll do my best. I'm still pretty new at editing, so bear with me. But Shivanshu goes for the final hold, but he can't quite make it, so he has an early fall. We usually do 3 lives with this game, but we're so close to the end of the day, like the gym closes in like 3 minutes, so we're trying to rush our way through it. But next time we'll play with 3 lives like we usually do. I actually don't usually use this hold when I climb this climb. I just feel like it makes it a little bit more awkward for me, so I have no problem getting it, although I do struggle a little bit more than I thought I would. I end up just going for it here, and you can see all the dust flying around because for some reason the flash was on the camera. I apologize for that. But I get this end, and then Amal decides to remove the hold in between the hold that was originally removed and the volume, so we have to go straight from here, the second hold, all the way to the finishing hold, and this might have been a tall task for Amal to ask us, because as you can see here, it's just quite far away for a reach, and it's hard to dyno because you're so close to the floor. So now it's just a couple of minutes before the gym closes, and only Anmal and I left in the game. With Anmal just failing on the last round, it's up to me to win the game right here, or we'll call it a tie. So I get up to the same second hand hold that Anmal got to, and I'm a little bit taller than Amal, but still nowhere near tall enough to reach for it. So I struggle here for a little bit, and after a few seconds of fiddling around at my feet, trying to go feet first, trying to push off of that volume, trying to push off of the handholds, I just can't figure out how to do it, and eventually I hop down.